Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. JACALYN. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. JACALYN at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to USA Global TV, and hello to our friends listening on Business Talk Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is fashion, travel, and fitness. And joining me is the beautiful and well-traveled and very fashionable DIANN FLOYD BOEHM. Hello, DIANN.
Hi, from Texas. It's playtime.
Woo, we just ran from the UK and here we are.
Right.
It's exhausting.
Actually, we swam.
We did. We swam over. And, you know, I'm excited. I was thinking about this. I woke up in the middle of the night thinking about spring is in the air. Spring is coming. Although down here in Florida, we're lucky because it's been pretty beautiful all around. But it's a good time to do some self-reflection, some spring cleaning, going through the drawers and the cabinets, and then going through the closets and taking those dark clothes that, you know, I'm almost always in black. I mean, when I approached this dress, it looked at me and said, "Really? Are you sure it's
not black?"
Exactly. So I'm excited to talk about this with you today. But before we do, as always, I want to spotlight you. And you're always doing something new, DIANN. I can't even keep up with you. So share some of the new updates, because I know you've gone to events and you're meeting new people. And then tell us about what's going on in the world of writing and book publishing for you.
Sure, I'll be happy to. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. What am I been up to? I've actually stepped aside a little bit, and I've been taking 2 writing classes from some phenomenal authors and editors. One of them is was found through the eyes of authors. Amy, she does an incredible job with all of this authors and letting us know great trends, what's going on, meeting people. And right now with this amazing coach we'll be working with for 6 weeks. And then through Inkers Con, I met an author who has courses, Joan Dempsey, and I'm learning a lot from her too. And each one has their own style and different approaches on things. So I get the best of both worlds from 2 amazing people. But one day we'll have to talk about this, Dr. JACALYN, and that is, will surprise people maybe that I decided to start taking sewing lessons because, you know, I have nothing else better to do than fill my time, right? So on Mondays, I'm sewing for 3 hours.
What? I got to come back on that. That is fabulous, DIANN. I love it. I would think sewing is so cathartic, and you watch a creation being made by your hands.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've quilted and so forth, and I'm not great at quilting, but I do love it. My mama says I get that from my great grandma because she could do everything, tatting and it all. But I find it, I found quilting fun and very creative. And I've always, in high school, I made clothes, but they weren't the greatest. And I was sort of self-taught. So I decided, you know, my husband surprised me with a new incredible sewing machine that does embroidery. And I thought I should really actually learn how to use this thing. So, and I'm like, it's so freeing because it's so opposite from everything that I'm doing that it's just, you know, when you come back to your world that you're used to working and writing and singing and so forth, you sit there and you're refreshed. It gives you energy. So,
well, thanks for sharing that, DIANN. And as we're talking about trends today, I'd like to learn a little bit more about the sewing machine, because I personally, it might sound ridiculous, I haven't seen a sewing machine in probably 40 years. And I know they've come a long way since then. So tell us, like, how does it work? Does it still have the foot pedal on the bottom? I have no idea.
It is amazing. I mean, I have 2 different types, and I don't know if I can say the brands or not, but they're incredible. But my latest one, I'm sure lots of the sewing machines have it, and so I'm going to go ahead and say the name of it. It's a Viking, and you don't have to you don't have to put your foot on the foot pedal, and I find that very difficult. My foot's like always wanting to do speed. Obviously, you can, but you don't have to. And the other thing is, we're all used to, meaning us sewers, used to like turning to lift the needle and not never have to do that. There's a little button, and computers, sewing machines are computerized, and so there's even a place for a flash drive to go in to put in your favorite picture that you want to embroider on your machine.
What? I gotta come back again.
And threads have come a long way, and I'm just sitting there going, I'm sure I'm driving the teacher crazy because I stay afterwards and ask a million questions like, would you like to be on our show?
Now, are you doing this in
many needles?
Or is this an in-person sewing class, Diane?
Oh yeah, it's in person. So it's really fun.
So you have your own machine there?
Yes.
Yeah. So is Viking the same as what we know, Viking kitchens? You know, they do the appliances?
I have no idea, but it's the English. I learned that it's a Swedish company, so they have a name in Sweden that none of us can pronounce over here, so they changed it to Viking over here. The Americans can say Vikings. There's something about when you have 3 or 4 consonants before you get a vowel, it's very difficult for us to figure out how to pronounce.
Anything past the or 4 letters, we're confused.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's amazing. I mean, I can pick, I think 140 different style stitches come on my machine.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah.
So is it still where you go? This is how far gone I am. You go to a store and you pick a pattern, like
you can. Yeah, you still do that. Okay. And you're making me think of Connie Hudson, that we need to have her on the show, because not only does she have with some other women her own store for fabrics and so forth. She's a phenomenal quilter. She makes purses.
Wow.
She could actually teach us an awful lot. I'd like to take a class from her, actually. But it's people like that who really know. I mean, like I said, I'm just learning. But yes, there's various stores. And so, for example, the one in Austin that they carry a lot of American fabrics that are made here right in America, and they're really solid quality. They don't bleed and things like that, and they specialize in a lot of material that's perfect for quilting, where you could go to a lot of stores that have a lot of discount material and also high quality, beautiful material. I go to Hobby Lobby a lot. But so you can go from having fabric for your upholstery, for your curtains, all the way down to fabrics for making things for your children, making bed sheets. It's just all right there.
Wow, I love it.
But you're from New York, so you can go to that fabric. If
fabric
just
district,
viewers to know, tell them about that fabric area in New York. It's incredible.
Yeah, there's a whole section in New York, and I'm trying to think which streets it runs from. I want to say 7th Avenue, but I don't know. But it's the fashion district, and you can go into each of these little shops, and they all have different things for you to either make your own, or maybe you want to rehab something that you already own, like a cushion for a chair. Mm-hmm. It's endless, the amount of things you can do. Now, unfortunately, I never got into that. I used to knit. Like a zillion years ago. But what's your first project?
Well, yesterday we made a bag. And
a handbag?
No, just a bag to carry different things in.
Okay.
I know that sounds silly, but it's also to learn how to use your various presser foots. And Dr. JACALYN presser foots have changed if you haven't seen it.
I don't even know what it is.
You know, so on your sewing machine, you can take this little foot off. You see this little thing, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
the needle goes through, and you sew.
Yeah.
And you can now you can just, instead of unscrewing this whole thing and putting one in, there's a way you just can clip them on. And so the one for the zipper is phenomenal. I mean, it has a left side and a right side on the zipper foot, so you just move your needle. It makes your zippers beautiful. I'm very excited about it. And then I bought this other new, I never knew I could get so excited about a presser foot, but they have this other presser foot that's so exciting, because when you do really, let's say you wanted to make a pair of jeans, right? But jean material is very difficult. Well, can you imagine on that denim that you roll it over to do a hem? Now it's super thick. So you have a presser foot that can handle the weight and the height. And then they have this little tool that can fit when you get ready to do the hem, that lifts the presser foot up a little bit more, so that when the needle goes through, it's just nice and even. It's amazing. It's truly amazing.
Incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, it's amazing. And then you even have, can you tell me, getting excited? So when you do embroidery, you need to put this stabilizer to make your material stronger. And so before, you'd need to baste it all around. And now you can just spray, and it sticks. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Diane, I am so excited about this news. I have a new project for you. You can be the official seamstress embroiderer for USA Global TV, because I want to come out with our own line of logo merchandise. And now you can have like your little signature on each piece, by Diann Floyd Bain. Wouldn't that be great? Can you just tell your husband that you're now taking on a full-time project to start sewing for our platform?
I'm going to move it over to Connie. I'm going to eventually get her to be part of us.
I know we're talking about spring in a minute. We're sorry, folks. We're just going down this path for the moment. I'm really interested in zippers. And the reason being, obviously they hold our clothes together, but I have clothes that are very old. I've shared this before. I have clothes that I got in the 1990s that are really, the material, high quality. But what I find is the zippers over time, they don't work as easily as they used to. It's sort of like, and sometimes I thought, oh, it's my waist, which of course it's my waist, but it's also the zipper itself, I think, from time. And then you go to take it somewhere to have a new zipper, and it's a lot of money. It would be great just to be able to go buy the zipper or order it online and then put it in yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Also, for people listening, maybe there's this favorite dress you love and it doesn't quite zip up anymore because you enjoyed your hamburger, right? I'm guilty of that. So, but I've always loved tailored style clothes, and 1940 clothes are really my favorite. I love the darts. I love how they flow. They're loving to the body, etc. And anyway, the zippers, now the way things are, it looks like some of the fashion designers, like they say every 10 years the trend changes, it comes back, right? So like we're starting to actually see the 60s come back. I'm seeing bell bottoms, and I'm seeing all the different mixture colors and psychedelic colors is what I'm thinking. But for zippers, what you can actually do, if the material doesn't quite fit, a tailor can put in a beautiful color that complements, even a different material that complements the material that your dress or pants or whatever blouse is made from, and then put that zipper in. And then you even have a choice. Would you like the kind of zipper that shows, and then we can do a little bit of zigzagging or fun design around it, or do you want it hidden? Or do you want the hidden meaning invisible? Or do you want the standard where you can just know that that's where the zipper is and you have this little hem around the zipper? Fascinating, right?
Yes, it is fascinating. And I'll add something to that. I've always been, I have a big back because I lift weights. And so I have dresses, as I mentioned, from the 90s. And I had this beautiful gown for a black tie. And the zipper, it was exactly what you were saying. And I thought, you know what? I'm tired of having my back squeezed in. Because you know that look when you look at the back and someone's back skin is like squeezed together. It's like, come on, honey, get a bigger dress.
Yeah.
So what I ended up doing was I took it to a really quality seamstress, and she took the zipper out, and then she took this beautiful ribbon and she made it zigzag up. So it's like a piece of art across your back.
Oh, nice.
Yes. It's like
Yeah.
the dress that keeps giving. You know what I mean?
I love it.
I'm also naming it the dress of a lifetime because no matter what size you are, it's like those corsets, you know,
Yes.
when it could be loose or it could be tight.
But I'm so glad you said that because, as you said, you know, fashion comes back. And I was watching a movie and I thought that, so my husband and I are into really watching old movies. So now we've been watching 1920s and now we're into the 30s, right? And it's really fun. And so, but with that being said, I thought bling, where you saw jewelry sewn onto your clothes, I thought that was like, oh, they're so creative. And then I discovered, well, they were doing that in the silent movies, and they were doing
I
that.
didn't know that.
They were doing that in the 1930s. And so for that back that you're talking about, some of the stars there for a formal that was in, they all had the beautiful jewelry chains going across. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought we were being so clever now. But so when you get tired of that ribbon, you can do your chain.
Guess, can I tell you this? I'm going to spotlight you. I have a chain that you wear across your back.
Mm-hmm.
It's so magnificent. I'm going to put you on spotlight while you talk about some of the spring trends. I'm going to get it. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, you know, when I was a little girl growing up, I'm having 5 brothers. Mom and daddy were amazing, but those were the days where you didn't, you know, have a million shoes or lots of clothes, or at least the people that I grew up around with. So you had your Sunday shoes, your play shoes, and your school shoes, and that was it. And then you had your school clothes, and then your play clothes, and then your Sunday clothes. And so, but my Aunt Pat, her closet, when I opened it, it was just like filled. Oh my gosh. And she would take her winter clothes out, and then she'd put in her spring clothes and then her summer clothes. And I thought, oh my goodness, I want to be able to do that one day. It was so phenomenal. So I'm lucky enough to say that when I go to my closet now, I'm always thinking of Aunt Pat, because my closet's like a bowling alley. It's very small. But when the kids were little, they literally could play bowling.
I love that. That's great.
So I went and got a couple of things up, because what I want to remind people is that, yes, it's a new year, but it doesn't mean you have to run out and buy all new stuff, because again, remember, it's every 10 years things change.
Yes,
So,
that's true.
but here I just love this. It's out of a jersey. And because I was talking about embroidery, can you see all that beautiful embroidery?
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
And then how it comes together right here. So this designer really did a great job doing this. And
I love the color.
The zipper, like you can't even see the zipper. It's one of those invisible zippers, so that you just are covered with the flowers, and it's really beautiful for springtime. And
it looks very well made.
Yeah. Excuse me?
It looks very well made.
Yeah, it's very well made. Very well made. I always want everyone to advertise with this from before I tell them who it's from, but it's a Jessica Howard. But anyway, so, and that dress, you know, you can dress it up or down, and I like those kind of dresses.
It's a dress, Diane?
Yeah, it's a dress.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh.
Yes, let's see. It's a
dress. It's a dress. Beautiful. I thought it was a top. Okay. It's very pretty.
And it flows. And the nice thing about this dress is I could wad it up, you know.
Yeah.
It's great to travel. And then boom, I don't have to do anything. So
I love that.
Good.
Pack and wear. I'm going to just show my, so this is my necklace that you you wear across your back. It's all pearls. And then here at the bottom, it has this. Can you see it?
Oh, yes,
So when you
nice.
walk, it swings back across your back.
I
So
love that.
I
Show
got
me
it
the
from.
close-up again at the bottom. Is that a crystal?
It's a crystal. So I bought this from Margie Cedrone. She's my
Mhm.
jeweler,
Oh,
and
she's
we're
amazing.
actually coming out with a line, 5 pieces of jewelry for people to buy that are custom. And
Mhm.
this will be one of the future ones. And I have a quick story about this, and then we'll go on to some other pieces. I love to dance, and many times when I've gone to a black tie event, I've worn this just because you have this across. So I'll wear all 3 strands of pearls, and this one will be at the neckline, right? And then I'll have another
Oh,
one. And as
nice.
you walk, it's swinging around. Well, I always forget it's back there, and I love to dance, and I dance like a psycho. Okay, I mean,
Dude.
I am all over the place. The thing swinging back. So it was swinging so hard, it swung around and it ended up flying off, right? So
No.
I am literally at this black tie function on my hands and knees, crawling around looking for the pearls. It had to be restrung afterwards. It's like she said to me afterwards, it comes with a disclaimer, like dancing in moderation. So
That's funny. I was afraid you're gonna say it went flying off and somebody was like, are you missing something?
no, no. But it's kind of cool to have something down the back, which was my whole
It
point. So
it really is. It really is, especially if it's a really low cut back. It's very dramatic.
yeah, there's something I feel that's very sexy about a woman's neck and back,
Mhm.
and when you wear a top or a dress that accents that, people notice. They're like, whoa,
Right,
look at
right. Yeah. I actually have one dress like that.
that. Yeah, Diane, go and get it. Okay,
It's for when we do evening wear.
excellent. All right, what else do you have there from your
Yes.
closet?
So, well, first of all, I just want to say to everybody, don't forget about your scarves. See, so for me, we're in the season of purple because it's Lent,
I love
and
purple.
I have a lot of purple scarves. But I wore it because it's also springy. It's reminding us that we're moving into spring. For some of us, we're still having snow, so they're like, "What are you talking about?" But so I thought it was colorful to wear for you. Um, a season of Lent, as well as reminding us that spring is just around the corner. So I just wanted to say that because many of us, it's just like, I don't have time to think about clothes. Well, then you could just take this off and go grab another scarf, and you have a whole new outfit. So I could just take this off, and maybe I don't want to wear anything, and I just let my beautiful button that comes with, because this blouse is kind of cool, has really neat ways that it's cut. Let's
Yes, I love it.
so, you don't need much for this, but a scarf of any color just really changes the whole look, doesn't it? And I know we did a scarf one, but I hope we'll do another scarf event again, Dr. Jacqueline, because you really know how to cover those scarves. I mean, tie scarves really well. But
Well,
um, go ahead.
I was going to say, and you know this because we've discussed it, and something that you have in your wardrobe as well. But scarves can transform from a daytime outfit to a nighttime where it's a shawl.
Right.
Or I remember I was traveling on a plane. I had this beautiful scarf, and I'm telling you what, Diane, I don't know what came over me, but I decided to uh, lengthen it out, roll it up, and I wore it across my head as a headdress on the plane. In fact, I'm going to find the picture and show it to you because it's hilarious.
I
But
love it. I love it. It's like um, well, Cher was good at that, and then the girl, Ally McGraw, she would do that sometimes. I think
yeah,
I
it's
just dated myself. People, if you haven't heard of Ally McGraw and the Love Story, go back and watch that movie. But of Kleenex.
well, I think also when it comes to scarves, people are intimidated to wear scarves because they don't know. they don't know the different ways that you can wear them. So I
Mhm.
mentioned to you before, I worked in an accessories department, and scarves were a big thing, and pins. I love brooches with scarves
Mhm.
too. And people
Mhm.
would just walk by, and I'd actually go stand in the middle of the, from the counter to the hallway, be like, hey, come on over, try these scarves. And, oh, I don't know how to do it. But you show them, then, they have something new to incorporate in their wardrobe. But I digress. Over to
No, no,
you.
no. I mean, that's so good. You made me think about, so on some of my research that I'm doing for my young adult historical for the follow-up to Rise, I in studying where my grandmother worked and so forth, and where department stores have gone, because there was always someone there to teach you. And I was thinking how lucky you worked at a time that they still were teaching you. And now you go in the department stores and you're looking for help, and you're like, one person on this whole floor? Are you kidding? And I think that hurts them, because maybe more people would wear scarves, or more people would wear that hat if someone was there to say, let me show you how to work best for you. Now, this particular hat, you think that looks good, but this one, check it out, because of the shape of your face and your head. This one actually compliments you more. And I think that would be just so wonderful to bring back.
I totally agree with you. And I think also thinking about the department stores, how they used to be, and it was an experience to
It
get
was an
dressed up and
experience.
go to a department store. But I would always love one of what I think is like one of the final touches for getting dressed, and that's perfume. And I know some people are not into perfume, but for me, and you would go to the perfume counter and they'd say, well, this has scent of this and
Mhm.
rose and vanilla, and I just love that. And I'm a huge fan of perfume. I have probably 7, but 2 are my absolute favorite, but they're very pricey, so I do it in moderation. But anyway, what do you think about finishing off an outfit with the right fragrance?
I if I don't have my perfume on, I feel naked.
Now, what do you like to wear? This is fun.
Well, that I have Joe Malone, about four
Yes.
or
Which
five.
one?
It's different ones. You would ask me that. I just like, what am I in the mood for? Oh, okay, I'll do this one. But Earl Grey is one of them when I'm in a woodsy kind of mood.
Okay.
A woodsy is real good for helping you think. Gives you an
Okay.
inspirational thing. So I'm actually into. I think I showed this on one of your shows one time, where I'll pick up, and it's a woodsy one for inspiration. It's not perfume, but it's actually the fragrances that you use for color therapy, and
Mhm.
also for therapy for smell and so forth, to kind of get me in that zone. Um, and then my favorite, and it's escaping me at the moment, but it's the one in the purple bottle.
Purple bottle.
And it's um oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go get it, because I never, it's a French name, I never say it right. But it's one of their older ones, Job, I think it's called, but it stays on me, and it never ever gets old on me. And when I wear it, I get a million compliments, and it'll be 5 hours later and it'll still be there. Where
Diane,
some
you have to go get it. We'll go to a commercial
get a
break. We need you
commercial.
to go get it.
But I just love that, and it just works well. And that's another thing. It'd be fun to have someone on who explained perfume on our show, because it is amazing how it can smell great on one person, and on another one it doesn't. It's all about the chemistry of your body.
Yes,
So,
so true.
yeah,
So
and
true.
there's this friend I really have been trying forever to give her on our show, Melanie Jane, and I actually took a perfume class from her. She's in France, and she teaches you how to make perfumes that work with your body. It's phenomenal.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah. So,
I, in my corporate career that I left, one of our clients was, I'm not going to say their name, but they're one of the biggest manufacturers of cosmetics and fragrance, and they have all these brands underneath them. So we actually got to go to one of the events for this major designer who also has cosmetics and perfume, and said, look at how they brought someone in from France and talked about the different fragrances that they have and how they're made. It's really amazing when you think about a rose bush, right? And a rose petal, and how many rose petals have to be, I guess, crushed up or I don't know, crushed to go into a fragrance. It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. And if someone, if you and I go out and do it and we just want to experiment, I mean, just that little bit of oil that comes off of one petal, and you sit there and go, okay, now I understand why it's so expensive.
Yes.
because there's cologne, right? And then there's perfume, and perfume is it's really more different. We just say perfume for everything, but there really is a difference.
Oh, yeah. It's eau de toilette, and then eau de parfum and parfum. I always go with the parfum. And then the bottles are smaller because
I'm so glad you know how to say it correctly. This one's really for guys, right?
Exactly. But do you have other things, but do you want to get the bottle or to show us, or you want to do that next time?
Let's do a couple of dresses.
Okay.
So again, I love prints. This one here, I thought was really pretty, and it has a little bit of bling in it.
I love it.
I because I love to sing, and every once in a while I'll have a mic in me. I will have a dress that looks really good with a microphone in your hand. So and so this one you wouldn't wear too much jewelry because your jewelry is really in your dress. So I'd be very soft in that selection, but the colors are very springy, and they work well with where we're going going into April and May. Don't you think, Dr. JACALYN?
I do. Now, would you say that that's singing with bling, sing and bling together?
Sing and bling. Oh, so cute. So cute.
Now, is that Tori?
Let me see.
No, it's the, oh my God.
It's Lily Rubin.
Lily, not Tori, Lily. Yes.
You know, Lily. Yeah.
Yes.
Her fabrics are phenomenal.
They are. I've got some pieces of hers as well.
Yeah. This one is very springy. It's brand new, and I'm actually going to wear it more like a tunic because it's short, but I couldn't pass it up because I just love material. So it reminded me of the 1920s because it's that where the drop waist is way down here.
So pretty.
Isn't it pretty? And it works for Ukraine right now. If it had more bling.
Yeah, sure.
But again, look at the sleeves on that.
Oh, bell sleeves?
Yeah.
Like
and
Cleopatra?
Yeah. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yes.
And the material, the way it just does a crepe through it. It's a polyester crepe, and then a real sweet collar. And again, what our audience can do is just dress it up real nice and easily with a gold chain, or maybe you have a real simple print that jewelry with a flower or something that complements it. I'm trying to see, it's hard to tell. But, and then this one also has like a little tie that goes with it. Well, that was very much the case for the 1920s.
It's really pretty.
Sometimes I'll put this on now because of the work that I'm doing on my next book. So sometimes I'll put on a hat from that era.
Why not?
In the antique store to kind of help get me in that time zone. I love butterfly sleeves. So here we have butterfly sleeves.
Oh.
Now that I'm getting older, I need someone to tell me what cream I could use to put my skin back up on my arm.
Wait, a cream to put your skin back up on your arm. Okay, that would be something too good to be true.
You know, I know Connie Hudson did not pay me to keep telling you this, but she actually knows a cream that does that. So I have to get it.
A cream that puts your skin, it actually moves it back up?
Yeah, it sticks it back up.
Well, you could take your skin and then tape it to your back.
Oh yeah, you could do that. And I did hear there's something similar to that. But this I love dresses. I'm a dress girl.
I am too.
Um, so this dress here I love because it's just really ready to be in the blue bonnets in Texas. Blue bonnets is our flower, and at Easter time, the blue bonnets are everywhere. And thanks to Lady Bird Johnson, all our highways where blue bonnets can grow, and wildflowers are just covered in wildflowers. So I got this dress to sit among the wildflowers and the blue bonnets for Easter, and I wear hats. So I have my Easter bonnet and my Easter hat. And I found this at Dillard's. So I love Dillard's. And also you probably can find this at Macy's. So anyone can have this dress. It's a Calvin Klein dress.
It's very pretty. Diane, what are those sleeves called?
Butterfly.
Butterfly. Okay, I really like that.
Butterfly sleeves. So the reason I said that from our arms is just because around the elbow, what happens? So I'm gonna have to come up with some more chiffon to add to this, I think, one day.
Now, I thought the other dress was butterfly sleeves. Is it also?
I don't know. The first dress?
Yes.
No, it was just, let me see. A nice, real soft bell sleeve, and the yellow one's a bell sleeve.
Oh, bell. Okay, butterfly and bell.
I never get tight sleeves, like a straight sleeve like you'd see for a blouse mostly. And then I just have two more things, Dr. JACALYN, and that is to talk about something casual. Now, this I got in, gosh, where did I get this? Slovenia. Isn't it pretty? And you would think it's like from Mexico.
Wow.
But all hand crocheted, and I crochet, so I just had to have it. And it just looks so great with, a pair of slacks or jeans if you like to wear jeans. And then sometimes I'll take the chain belts like we had. And of course, you probably weren't born yet, but we used to have chain belts.
I have chain belts, believe me.
And chain belts look really good with this. And so I don't care if people say, oh, chain belts aren't in, or chain belts. I don't care what's in or out. If I enjoy wearing it, and that's what I want our audience to know. If you enjoy wearing something, don't worry if it's in or out, because everything's in. If I worried about everything that was in and out, I would be in so much trouble, because as my mama would say, you're a married woman. Why do you have long hair?
What? So wait, only single women have long hair?
Yes, you're supposed to get your hair cut when you get married.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was her generation. We've changed that. So I was able to get my mom to grow her hair long again. So anyway, and then this other blouse is a nice simple blouse. It's a Coco Bianco, and they use this style a lot. It's nice and simple. What I love about it is this kind of goes around your waist, so that when you do enjoy those hamburgers like me, no one's going to be able to see that you need to kind of let your stomach out a little bit.
I love how everything you're sharing, it has a very feminine touch
Softness
to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I am all girl. I think my mama helped make me that way, having 5 brothers. But what's nice about a nice, simple, one color is how you can have so much fun with jewelry with a blouse like this. Again, I've worn this with a long chiffon skirt and dressed this up to go to an after 5 dinner. And I've worn it with a pair of jeans. And it was just really the way I accessorized it with jewelry. And Dr. JACALYN, I know you're good with that. So what do you have to say about that?
About jewelry? About
accessorizing, how you can go up and down with the piece.
Well, especially if you have something that is a solid color, that it's nice to dress it up with different jewelry. I would say 2 basic styles when it comes to jewelry. I have pearls. I have a lot of pearls. Margie Cedrone made them all for me. And then I have glitz. And sometimes I have glitz and pearls together. But I love the pearls because they're timeless.
Mhm.
and it's a very professional look, and it's also very classy and elegant. And then the bling is more of the gemstones. But like for example, my mom loves opals. I don't have any opals, but she
Mhm.
looks great with opals. And
Mhm.
some people have a preference for certain stones, like or tourmalines or uh, emeralds or rubies. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
How about you, Diane?
Well, it's funny you should say. My husband is always so lovely about giving me jewelry, and so I have so many pearls. But I love rubies because my grandma's name was Ruby. But I do have a beautiful emerald. But what's funny that you said about opals is my husband once gave me this just lovely, very dainty, so delicate, so gorgeous opal ring, and I probably should have taken it off gardening or something because my mom lost her topaz the same way, and I lost that stone. But what I love about an opal is how, depending on what you're wearing, different colors in an
Mm,
opal will come out. But I
yes.
had told my husband, no more jewelry. I can't wear it all. And so, like, now 2 years have passed, and we were all with my family around Christmas time in a town called Georgetown, which I want to take you to sometime, Dr. Jacqueline. It's just up the road in Texas, not the one in the DC area. And there is a antique store that has this incredibly, absolutely stunning opal. It's I love antique stores anyway, so I was like, I have to try it on, and it fit. And of course, my husband walked out of the place, and I was like, I really want this opal. But Christmas time, you're so selfish, you need to help people. So I was just there a couple of weeks ago, and that ring was still there.
Still there, calling to
It hadn't
you.
gone down in price, but I'm telling you that opal must be about this big. My mama would have wanted that in a heartbeat. She probably would not have let me. If when I told you how we always did mother-daughter trips in the summer, and I always bought her something special because I couldn't do it when I was younger, right? And so I know she'd say, "Okay, I'm not leaving without this ring." So she used to have all these rings she'd go, okay, this one I got here and this one I got with Diane there. But she was robbed and they were all taken.
Oh,
So anyway,
oh my
that's my
God.
story. But on a happy note, I forgot to tell you. So I love gypsy clothes. And this one I just got for the summer.
Wow, it's
Because
beautiful. I
right now
love
is
the
a great
different.
time to prepare before all the summer clothes are taken. So this is my gypsy look. What do you think?
I love it.
Again, those bell sleeves with a little tiny bow here, and I can dress it up or down. And the great thing, that my mom had always taught me is, and for everybody, enjoy wearing a skirt because you just need to have a black skirt, a brown skirt, a white skirt, just various colors. And all you have to do is just change your blouses out all the time, and you have a new look. And there you go. What do you think about that idea, Dr. Jacqueline?
I like that idea a lot. Diane, I think I shared with you that when we left to come here, I didn't take a lot of my stuff. So my closet here is very small. So every day I have to try to reinvent the same outfits. And you do that with accessories.
Mhm.
That when you have like that, what you just showed us, which is absolutely beautiful, that's very memorable.
Mhm.
Right? So
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to wear that every day
that's
unless
the
you're wearing it
problem.
as a uniform.
Right.
But it stands out and people look at it and they remember it. When you have
Mhm.
something that is black, 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 it always looks the same, and then you have to use accessories pretty much to
Mhm.
make it look different.
To change different, that's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So, but yeah, I'm so excited to, bring out bright, happy colors and move away from the dark. I love winter clothes because I love the material. I think, plaids and corduroys, and up north, y'all get to wear thicker clothes, where for us, a thicker clothes might be a thicker cotton.
Yeah, I hear you. But it's interesting. So I'm in Florida now, and it's like the people who live here full time, it seems to me that they actually dress according to the season. So when it's winter, they're wearing more clothes with, they're wearing their faux fur and their boots and, their tops up to here with the long sleeves.
Turtleneck.
Turtlenecks, thank you, corduroy pants. But I'm still dressed as though it's always, it's 80 degrees.
Yeah. But no, I love to dress by the season. So, but still it's still thicker clothes. As one friend from Wisconsin shared with me yesterday, well, because she came from Texas and she moved to Wisconsin, so it's also new for her. And she's like, well, there'll be no Easter dress or Easter bonnets because it'll be galoshes and a black warm coat.
Well, I have to say, I do not miss the cold weather. I don't miss the winter. I've never been a big winter person. I've never been one who likes to ski or do the outdoors in terms of in the freezing cold weather. I'm not someone who wants to get all bundled up and go for a hike in the cold.
No, that's not me. My husband can do it anytime, anywhere. He has a guide trip planned this summer up in Canada, and he's getting all these clothes because he still needs thicker clothes for Canada this summer. And they're going to hike everywhere.
Well, I know there's a lot of mental and physical benefits to doing that, to go out hiking and being one with nature. In fact, bless you, that's one of the takeaways that I had from the Blue Zone, which is we looked at that on Loving Longevity with Annie Bush, that people who live to be over 100 and they live in these areas called the Blue Zones, that exercise is really important, but it's exercise in nature. And I think the reason is because it's something you can do for your entire life. And that could be chopping wood, it could be hiking, it could be gardening, whatever it is. And you're also one with the world. So good for your husband for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Garden. I remember listening to that one with the Blue Zone. I need to learn more about it. Maybe you can share a tiny bit more with the audience, because it's really great. And it has to do with fashion and fitness. So.
You know what I want to share with our audience? Thank you for mentioning that. On Fridays, I put together a recap of the key takeaways from all the shows. And I have my notebook here, and I'll be writing things down after the show, but I'm just shocked at the amount of incredible education information that is brought forth by all of our co-hosts and our guests here on this platform. And the Blue Zones was really a fascinating show because I never heard of anything about the Blue Zones. Like today, we had a show earlier about NFTs. And I heard of them, but I never knew what it was. It's a type of cryptocurrency. And so my point is that this platform, and it's not because of me, it's because the people coming here are bringing such incredible information to educate people, and also some little entertainment as well.
Yeah, I know. And the problem is your shows are so good, and you did not pay me, audience, for me to say this. But it's like, I can't get any writing done because I'm so amazed at what I'm learning.
I know. It's true. It's true. So
yeah.
That's why I'm glad that it's also available to watch, when we're not live streaming. Most people watch our shows when we're not live because you do it on your own time. What makes sense for you.
Isn't that wonderful? But you have so many intelligent people. I mean, Red is incredible. The longevity show is amazing. I never thought about cellular health until I met Red. And now it's just like, I can't read it's not a book that you pick up and you read from start to finish, right? Like you have to really think about it and think, okay, how can I improve my life by doing some of these things so that you have longevity and that you're healthy? Because we don't think about how important cells are in our life. And I'm just like blown away by that. And so like, yeah, your shows are amazing. Just want you to know. Oh, wait a
Wow.
minute. So it's ours.
I do want to say one thing about Red. As a result of working with him on my books, and you introduced me to him, and also his talking head shows, I have started fasting. And so this is day 4. And the first day I fasted for 12 hours, then 17 hours, and then 12 and 12 and a half. So I'm keeping it at a minimum of 12, which for me is a lot because I'm used to getting up first thing in the morning and eating breakfast. And the breakfast is, I always felt like, it's the most important meal of the day, but actually I don't even need it. So it was a true test because the day that I was 17 hours, I was actually 14 hours in. I went to work out at Solid Court, not a paid spokesperson, still waiting. But I was afraid I wasn't going to be as strong as I normally am because I was a little foggy, because I'm used to
Mhm.
having that food energy source because I don't drink caffeine. And I was just as strong and I felt great and went a couple of hours even longer than that. So it just goes to show you it is in your mind.
Wow. I am so glad you said that because I've only fasted for a day, a full
It's a
day.
lot.
Um, and I couldn't do it the next day, but I'm going to get there. But I always thought that I needed to do it. I mean, this is good for fitness, what we're talking about, everybody. That I need to make sure that I'm not exercising, that I need to have it all quiet because I'm not going to have the energy. But you're telling me you do have the energy.
I do have the energy. And the other thing that's really amazing, Diane, is that I found this talking about fitness. I was in the garage and tucked away, which it's been there for probably 15 years, is this gazelle. And the gazelle, it's sort of like a Nordic track, but it's not as, I would say it's more uh, rudimentary. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but it's something that folds up and you could move it around. Whereas I envision a Nordic track like it's heavier and
Mhm.
um, but anyway, I brought this thing out and I did an hour and a half in the first session because I wanted to work on my waist and I really hurt my calf muscle. And then I hurt my elbow because it's a lot of this and this. And anyway, with this fasting, both things went away. It was like, what is going on? Like instead of waiting like a week, 2 weeks that you're trying to recover from
Mhm.
something went
Mhm.
away. So are
Wow.
they related? I'm not sure.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So there's that.
There's that. But back for people getting ready for the spring, I hope just as you brought up a great point, our closets. So, yeah, um, I have a lot of things in there that people are like, well, you're not teaching anymore. Why are you keeping that dress? But as soon as I get rid of it, it'll be, gosh, I need that dress to wear to this particular place. So, but it is good to do spring cleaning. It is good to, I'm trying to teach myself, okay, I'm going to get rid of my favorite blouse. It's actually yellowed a little bit, get it washed and cleaned again and see if we can get the stains out good enough that someone else can enjoy it. And then you can replace it. So what? Go shopping? How exciting. But I do believe, there's a lot of people in need. So I want to sit there and actually go through my closet and look at things that people could wear um, every day um, because they need it. They need the warmth. So
Absolutely.
I hope people look at it like that. But I also want people to realize what you were so gracious on one of your shows to really talk about is to go to shops where it's resale. I love resale
Mm,
shops.
I do
So
too.
you do a thing about it was healthy for the environment too.
Yeah, it's with the whole sustainability, instead of taking what it is that you no longer use, or maybe you inherited things from someone and
Mhm.
they're not your style. You can take
Mhm.
them to a resale shop, a consignment store, and someone might walk in and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's exactly what I wanted." And then that has new life with the person. So
Mhm.
maybe something that your grandmother had, or an aunt or sister, someone, and then it keeps going, and it keeps bringing happiness and joy to other people. And
Mhm.
I know this for a fact because I went into a resale shop when I was up north, and a woman had lost her mother, and her mother had these beautiful Ferragamo, Gucci, Prada bags, and it wasn't her style. So the
Mhm.
daughter brought them in, and I now have the Ferragamo, and I think I have a Chanel and something else. I don't remember what the other one is, but for a steal and brand new, still like packed with the dust bag. It's amazing.
Wow. Wow.
So you never know
That
what
is
you'll
so
find.
exciting. So exciting.
It is.
Speaking of purses, and it has to do with fashion, I love the 1960s purses. And so my Aunt Pat and my mom had them. And my grandma, she liked a little bit bigger bags, I think, from her generation, which I love those too. So I have all my purses hanging up on hangers so I can go in and they're color coordinated. But really, they're purses that my family has owned and so well maintained that I'll be able to pass them on to my daughters, right?
Oh,
And there's just something special about a clutch, and when we have Philip on one day, there's a certain way you hold a clutch when you're with the Queen, and so it's very fascinating,
yes.
right?
And by the way, Philip is going to come onto this show. His schedule's a little bit busy. We're talking about Philip Sykes, everyone, from the British School of Excellence. We have a show together, The Power of Etiquette and Manners, on Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And he's going to come onto this show.
Yay, that's
Yeah,
great news.
I know. I'm excited too.
Make sure you have a clutch with you so he can teach us how to hold that clutch properly.
And something else that I think is really important, and this always blows my mind, and I've discussed this with Philip. When I was socializing a lot before the pandemic, I would just watch a woman take her beautiful bag. It doesn't matter what the brand is, but it's carrying your stuff, your personal things, and put it right on the floor, the dirty floor where everyone's walking. I could never understand that. And they came out with those
Those little-
handbag.
Yes, I have some.
Yes. And I thought, okay, what a great idea. And then when I was traveling in Europe, this is years ago, when you go to a restaurant, they have a little seat for your bag, which you
Oh,
have
how
to,
nice is that?
it's like,
Yeah,
hi, bag, how are you doing?
yeah,
But the
yeah.
bags, the handbags, people don't think about it. They're covered if you think about where you put them. You
Yeah,
know,
I hadn't thought about that because I am guilty of laying mine on a because someone's sitting in the chair next door, but I mean next to me. But no, that's so true. So I was really happy to learn about these bag holders. And
yes.
this other woman, she's closed her store down by now. But if anybody knows of this, where to get some more, but I bought one that goes in the car, so it loops around the neck part, the metal part that goes up, between your seat and the neck, right on your car. Do you know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
yes, yes, yes.
So it clips around it, and then this one is in the shape of a heart, and of course it's all blingy. And then it has a hook, and then I can just hook my purse on the back, so it's not on the car floor or
I
anything.
love that, Diane. And you said this person that sold them, she went out of business?
No, no, no. She was in Dubai, and she moved back to her home country, so she stopped. But
Oh,
she
okay.
came up with that whole clever idea. I told her she needed to trademark it, but she's like, no, I'm the kind of person anyone can make that. I'm like, okay.
That sounds like a great idea. I don't even have any of them anymore because I'm not really going anywhere. But a really quick, funny story. I was in my corporate role, and my boss and I traveled all the time. He's a great guy, and he he had a lot of things, don't drive too fast. Your hair, like just a lot of things that he felt should be in a certain way. And the handbag was something, right? So I had this handbag, whatever it's called, holder, and my handbag was filled because I was traveling. It was a very nice designer bag, and it was like someone would try to pick it up and they'd be like, what? How are you carrying this? It had to be like 12 pounds, Diane. So we're at this really fancy restaurant and I hook it onto the thing and we're talking. I think there were clients there. And all of a sudden, slowly, the thing starts to go and it takes the tablecloth and everything. The bag falls to the ground. Everything smashes over. It was a disaster. And he said to me afterwards, you have to stop carrying so much in your bag. Especially when you're on the road, if you're flying back and forth, I've left things in the safe in a hotel and then I've forgotten it and I'm already somewhere else. But so anyway, lesson learned on that.
Right. But you stuck something in my brain about that purse being on the floor. With all of this in the world that we're in now, and I know we're able to we can go without a mask and so forth. Some of us choose to, some of us don't. You do it someone's comfortable for you, but just think about it. Our luggage, everywhere it goes, and now I'm going to start wiping my luggage off because I don't know what germs it has on it from other things.
Oh, Diane, let me just tell you how neurotic I am about luggage. Okay, when I
Okay.
tell you this, you're going to be like, so when I was flying, I haven't flown anywhere since the beginning of March 2020. So even to drive in the car when we were coming from New Jersey, all my shoes are in shoe bags. I'm not ever for 1 second putting my shoes near my clothes. Not happening. So the bags are all pristine. Like the inside is where the shoe goes, right? But the outside of the bags are clean. And I have certain places for certain things. And then the suitcases would never in a million years for any reason be on my bed, be on the bed in a hotel, never, because they're filthy dirty.
I just never thought about it. My God.
People would come to visit and they throw their suitcase on the bedspread and I'm like, I have to go in and go, no, this is not, because also you can get creatures that when they're in the plane, like they come in, absolutely not. So the suitcase, yes, the suitcases never even come into the bedroom. They are in the hallway. And then they have to be cleaned down before they're put wherever it is they're stored because they're filthy.
My mother-in-law would love you. She would say, why didn't you marry her son?
But think about it. It makes sense.
Like that. Yeah, absolutely. And the shoes, like, I was like, that must be why my Aunt Pat always had her shoes in those little bags. Because she was an executive secretary. And so she would have to travel sometimes, and do work with these different lawyers for, I think it was an oil company. But anyway, she always had her shoes, and because she changed outfits, she was glamorous. Her shoes were always just like you said. And I'm like, I always thought, why is she doing that? But now I know,
Yeah, and I'll give you an example. I have some shoes right here. Let's see. So, for example, okay, this shoe has walked so many miles, right? I got these in Vegas. They are Christian Louboutin. I've had this replaced like 3 different times. So you immediately, if you get a Louboutin, you get the sole of the shoe covered in red. There's only certain places that are authorized to do it because you don't want to mess up the actual sole, right? This shoe is not going in my suitcase the way it is. Disgusting, filled with dirt, right? Does that make sense?
Right. Absolutely.
So you put it in the bag and then the bag is clean and then you wash the bags later. You can also get carry cases that are plastic, but I don't like plastic next to this is suede. I've had this redone 3 times by a metal smith or whatever it is they're called. But to me, the shoe is a piece of art. It needs to be treated like such. And the one thing I want to say is this drives me crazy. I've seen this so many times. People are talking to you about their shoe and they put their hand on the bottom of the shoe like, oh, how did you ever touch the bottom of your shoe? How and why?
That's really a good point. I also want to go back out and bring another thing that you stated. when we had Kathy on last week, and she showed that picture of that closet.
Oh,
But the way she had the shoes set up as art and the light hitting it, it would make anyone who designed any of those shoes melt, because the person understood the beauty of it. Like when we had our shoemaker on, she was phenomenal, right? Everything that goes into making a couture shoe, it is a work of art.
it's so true. And when in the summer when we go to our other place, I actually have a curio case that is for my shoes, and I've got some other things in there. But the light, I have the light just certain way, and it takes me hours to set it up because to me it is art. I'll show one other. Ooh. So for example, see, I have this.
You can walk in that.
I have not walked in them. Actually, the price tag is still on because I've never worn them.
They're
But
gorgeous.
I probably never will wear them. They're
beautiful.
Christian Louboutin, but this is one of the ones that was in my curio case. And I mean, you could just see the detail of the. So, how could I just throw these in a closet or throw them in a suitcase? Never, never. So, I hope what people are taking away from this is that I'm neurotic. That's definitely a
No, they know that if they don't have their mask on around you, they'll be okay.
I stopped wearing my mask as well. So,
So,
but
well,
I
are
do.
we going to have our travel expert on soon?
Sandy is coming on. She has booked, but I don't remember when it is. I think it's next month. Sandy Adams, she's our in-house expert travel correspondent. So we'll be having her back. And I'm happy to announce that our guest from last week, Kathy Fulton, who was literally just here, has joined our USA Global TV family. She is a co-host and a talking head. And she
and a talking head.
And our first show together, it's called What's Trending. And the show is on 10 a.m. Eastern time on Thursdays. And as a talking head, Kathy's going to have her show on right before that. So 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central time. And her first set of 6 shows, I believe it's all to do with interior design, but I don't know what she's going to start with first. So it's amazing.
Fantastic. That is fantastic news for our audience and for us. Yay.
Thank you for the introduction. Thank you, Rachel. I already reached out to Rachel and thanked her and asked her to come back, but your daughter's very busy, which is
she
an understatement.
Really love to, but she doesn't get off work soon enough.
I know. Well, we could do a special taping as well.
Oh, that would be nice. She'll love that. But Dr. JACALYN, you are amazing. This has been such a great, fun show today, and just love it.
It is fun. It is fun. And I see, yes, we're actually moving into the next hour. So our next show is the Business Talk Show. And our guest is Tracy Williams. And she has a company called Sip with Tracy. So it's all about wine tasting and hosting your own event. So that should be fun. Oh my
gosh, that's going to be fun.
So Diane, I'm going to spotlight you. And if you can share with our audience, how can people reach out to you and what's the best way for them to do so?
Sure. You can reach me at my website, DIANNFLOYDBOEHM, DIANNFLOYDBOEHM. But also, if you go to USA Global TV, the YouTube channel, you can watch all our wonderful shows. And we have some great shows, Dr. JACALYN, and you can always find me there as well.
Fantastic. And I took a quick peek. Our guest next week is Sandy Adams. Woo!
Oh my gosh, that's great, because I'm getting that travel bug. I'm like, I was just telling my husband, this one airlines, they're having a special for $49 to Costa Rica. And I'm like, that sounds really good. And then, I'm kind of in the mood to go to Glacier Park because it's still a little cold for that. I'm getting antsy. But then I went, I think I have to go to Pennsylvania.
Yes. And you know what, Diane, before we do close out, I want to just run this clip so that you and everyone else know about this event called Take Steps in Philadelphia. That's why I brought it up. This is to support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. It takes place on June the 12th. I'm very involved with the foundation. I'm a patient, I'm a volunteer, I'm a team captain, I'm a board member, I'm a support group facilitator. And we have a team called Dr. J's Colitis Crew, and we will be at Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles. So if you'd like to join our team, here's a little bit of information for you to check it out. So we actually get to run through the tunnel. The players run through. The cheerleaders are there. The mascot Swoop is there. And then we get to walk around the field where the players play, which it's so cool. And we're broadcasting from there. USA Global TV has a booth, and we're going to be broadcasting live. So
that is so cool and exciting. Congratulations. But most importantly, people come find out how you can be part of the team and help find the cure for Crohn's.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you with us. You can find out more on my Facebook. I was trying to find a link, but of course, why would I have a link?
And also, people, make sure you check out our show that we just finished, because the UK news and culture, because the clips coming out on the news is phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely, Diane. And as we close out the show, I'm going to play the one about the violinist. I think that's amazing. So Diane and I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
See you tomorrow on the Corner Bookstore. Until then, I'll be back with Al Cini for The Business Talk Show at 2 p.m. today, which is in less than an hour. So here we go. See you later, Diane.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Here at the Royal Albert Hall. Now, before we start, all of us here at the RPO and the Royal Albert Hall felt it would be appropriate to pause and reflect on the terrible unfolding events in the Ukraine and to express our collective outrage. To express our collective outrage at the unlawful invasion of this sovereign state and the senseless loss of life. So, we invite you now to stand in solidarity with the Ukraine nation and its people as we play the Ukrainian national anthem.